is actually we tend to have to underestimate what we're capable of. So, for example, a few weeks ago, I was part of interviewing for a new person. I was part on a committee, and to decide, okay, is this the right person for the organization or not? And in my, and the three things I typically look for again is competence, attitude, and culture fit, right? Now, I did not have, or at least I felt that I had experience in determining the competence because it was in a field that I was not familiar with. But I was able to still do the interview, of course. And when I talked to my coach about it, like thinking that I may not be able to bring good value to the to the interview, and determining that. Now, the attitude, I think that I'm actually the best at it. The thing with the culture, the competence may not be a good judge on that, just because I didn't know everything. I didn't have deepest knowledge of competence and experience. But through my interaction with my coach, I realized that I didn't have to know everything. I think one of the misconceptions when it comes to interview people or just picking the right people is that you need to be an expert in you need to be an expert or something. Ideally, that's good, but not always the case. So it comes down, that I can still give value to the interview, of course, because of I was taught, because I was being coach and I am a certified coach, and I learned, okay, this is, the right kind of attitude that a person should have. I've been, with the organization long enough to know that what, they fit within the culture. So, as far as the competence goes, luckily I can outsource it to other people. It could be my coworkers, it could be to, my friends, who have more competence, right? And so again, is thinking about, okay, what are my strengths and weaknesses? Which part do I think that I could do well at, and the other things that I'm weak at, who can I outsource that to? Could be a manager, could be a coworker, perhaps. So that's something to consider, right? Consider the strengths and weaknesses of each person, see how they could contribute to the interview. And so, and when the interview session happened, I was a part of it. I was glad for the opportunity, and I think it was a good sign that I know more than I think I do. Even sometimes I feel that I don't know much as a coach, but when I start coaching people, I even surprise myself in knowing that, hey, I actually know more than I think I know. So I do have a tendency to underestimate my abilities. So that's something that I'm currently working at, and I believe that sometimes you may have that issue too, where you may underestimate your own abilities. There are also, of course, danger in being arrogant, which is overestimating our abilities. But when it comes to imposter syndrome, it means that when you're feeling that way, there's a difference between what you think you are and where you're trying to be, right? So there's a difference in identity. So I'm thinking, okay, for example, me, I would be, maybe I'm still holding on to the identity of someone who's not a coach, right? But I strive for the identity. It's like I am a coach. And so there might still be a gap between those two identities, which is why I have felt like I have imposter syndrome, right? So that's not going to happen overnight. If you're trying to make a shift from one identity to another identity, it does take time. So, if you want to avoid having imposter syndrome, what you want to do is to think about, okay, what kind of identity, what kind of beliefs do I have about what I'm capable of, and where do I want to be? What kind of identity should I have? In order to have anything in life, everything starts with changing your identity. Otherwise, you are going to do self-sabotaging activity to yourself, because you believe that, oh, I'm this type of identity, but not this other identity you desire to be. So again, think about be, do, and have, right? Make sure you have the right identity. Then you will likely take the right actions to ultimately have what you want. So something to think about. And put in the comments down below What do you think about that? What do you think about imposter syndrome? And give me an example. Let me know. You know, when are times when you feel like you felt like an imposter, like, oh, I can't do this and stuff. But sometimes we surprise ourselves, and you and I surprise myself as well. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and click the notification button down below for the next video, in which I will make sure that your mindset is set up for your success. I'll see you next time.